What are we even doing here, man? We should be somewhere else. Actually, no, we're right where we need to be.
What was that? I was listening to tunes.
See, it's the same way. You're like, no, these microphones, this laptop, this mixing board, they do not belong here on a Thursday.
Exactly.
But yet here they are.
Fucking Lucid Planet, which those guys owe us a record. They owe us a record.
They've been talking about it more. I kind of see their shit on Facebook.
Because they put it on Patreon like a year ago that they were going to crowdsource this record and shit like that.
Right.
Yeah, man. If you're a band that is Tool-esque and you're out of Australia, you got to make some adjustments, and how you approach some shit.
Especially now, man. Fucking strike while that iron's hot.
Oh, yeah. And especially if they're bringing it like that, which I don't know, because that teaser where they kind of do like a medley of like 5-6 tracks off the upcoming alleged record.
Well, they got that going for them as far as Tool goes. There might be a record. Who knows?
But I mean, nothing is overly heavy like what we saw off the first record, at least what I heard off the teaser. Now, you wouldn't fucking put out your wildest shit on a teaser anyways. So. Yeah,
especially that teaser is officially a little long in the tooth.
Yeah, 9 minutes, 40 seconds, and it came out March.
Yeah. So, I mean, when does it stop being a teaser for new music and just starts being like some music they were working on that we're probably not going to hear finalized versions of?
Well, that's the problem with the internet. You put something on and you call it a teaser, it is forever a teaser, unless you take it down.
We are forever teased. Yeah, hopefully it's soon. I mean, there's a lot of bands that need to be working on something.
Yeah, but that's where Fear Inoculum by Tool was kind of a real kick in the ass, because we got a badass entire record top to bottom, with the exception of some of the little transitionary shit. But
those are what you call program piss breaks.
Yeah, exactly. But we end up getting a fucking awesome hour and 15-minute record from a band that had put out one in 13 years, and now suddenly we go, all right, what do the rest of you have? Out with it.
Is it too early to call best album of the year? Because that's where it's leading right now.
Come on, Alice in Chains. It's been a year and 2 months.
Can we get Rainier Fog Part 2?
But that's the curse. Yeah. That was the same. It was the same thing when Metallica put out. Hardwired was like, this is awesome, but what's the next big thing?
Yeah. Paul Bear's Heartless came out. It's like, all right, you Doom motherfuckers, what you got?
Yeah.
What do you have for us now? Which actually, that's stepped up quite a bit since Heartless. Doom scene's getting pretty filled out with some decent bands.
Yeah, which is okay. The problem is sometimes then you get a genre split.
Then you get like your prog Doom.
Yeah.
Your Degent Doom.
Your pop Doom. I mean, I don't know.
Ooh. Is it still Doom if it's pop?
I don't know. But that's the problem. I do think that if you start getting too many bands that start kind of populating that neighborhood, then they start trying differentiate what sets them apart.
Happened to metal.
That's what creates subgenres.
I mean, like metal is the goddamn tree of life,
right?
And everything else that's underneath it is subgenres. Now, I mean, that's bound to happen, but you're right. Like, even when Degent was a new thing and Periphery came out and all these other bands, all of a sudden, there are fucking hundreds of these motherfuckers now.
Right. Yeah.
And some of them are just there to sound technical, and some are just there to jam.
Yeah.
So you already have your prog and your, like, thrash Degent shit.
You know what's weird to me, though, is that probably more than anything else, I think maybe the one thing that kind of turned me around a little bit on some of the prog shit is fucking Tool. Because of the fact, if you're that tight, if it sounds that fucking good, man, and if you're a band that's even getting half there, I'm count me in,
Well, going back to what Daryl said, I mean, and Daryl's seen Rush multiple times.
Yeah.
For a prog dude like that to fucking say this is it for me.
Now, with Paul Bearer, there's really nothing terribly intricate about what those guys do, but what they do very well.
Yeah, and you can hear evolution in the sound.
Yeah,
Foundations of Burden and Heartless, those are two drastically different albums.
Yeah, and put out about 3 years apart.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, I hate to point it out, but Paul Bearer might be due before too long. Heartless we're coming up on 2 years?
Yeah, I think they're working on a new one right now.
Yeah.
They had posted something where they were asking people in the, I believe it was the El Paso area,
They were looking for a specific guitar amp.
Yeah, guitar amplifier.
Like a really weird amp, too. Like a Sunny something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Bizarre. It was like, wow, why would they need that? Well, there's got to be a reason for it. And it's got to be either... To me, I'm assuming it's got to be a video shoot.
Oh, really?
Which, if that's the case, then that means they may already have a single figured out.
Well, it seems like either option would point to new music.
Because, I mean, they're a band that uses orange. I mean, so I don't know why they would need like a kind of a weird, obscure old guitar amp. But,
Yeah.
you know,
I don't know that much about the amp. I know it sounded old as shit.
Yeah.
That only maybe a few people would have.
I mean, unless it was a weird backup amp or one that they have in a chain that they use that they already had and that burned out on them on the road and they fucking needed another. I don't know. I mean, I was going to touch base with a friend of mine that's in Dirty River Boys and see if he had a line on something like that. Well, those fucking dudes are down in like College Station or something. So, like, Nino wouldn't have any. He wouldn't have. He wouldn't be able to hook a brother up. You know, well, so that means then if Paul Bearer is getting around the point where they might be due a record sometime soon, and we're not harboring any ideas that Metallica is going to put out anything soon, right?
The talk is always there with them. I mean, these guys have just finished up touring for what? 2 years? They're years.
Over 2 years,
fucking years.
Yep.
And now 2020, they're only doing like 5 big festivals. And Hetfield's still in rehab.
Yeah.
Which, after Hetfield got out of rehab the first time, man, we got St. Anger.
Well, but was that all on Hetfield, though? I mean,
well, no, that was actually more on Bob Rock than anybody else.
Yeah. But if that's the case, so that means if Paul Bearer and Metallica are like what you would consider to be a band is due, then that means Elder has got to be getting close to being due.
Yeah. They put out that Silver and Gold Sessions, which was just kind of like...
I forgot about that. But
yeah,
does that
but
count?
that was very un-Elder-like, you know? That was just this is something we want to do. That's why it was an EP.
Right.
And it was cool. It was like their Cold Dark Place.
Yeah,
almost.
shit. Well, I got to hit the reset button for those guys then. All right.
Fuck, man. Mastodon, I think they're working on shit. There are a lot of bands working on shit.
Yeah. The downside is, downside or not, the problem is that even music with a digital platform now, you're still not making piles of money. So where they're making their money is on merch and on touring. So there's not a shitload of incentive for a lot of these bands to spend a buckload of time in a studio.
Yeah.
I don't like it or not, but, you know. Anyway, it's the Mead Metal MMA podcast. Get together on Fridays.
Happy Friday. Oh, fuck.
Well, we're recording this one on a Thursday. Now, whenever Brandon decides to upload it is really the day that it technically comes out on.
Happy Tuesday to everybody.
Doing a Thursday this time around because some of us got to bring that bread home.
Got to get that ched.
Yeah. And so I'll be working a little late tomorrow night. And it's a matter of like either work late tomorrow night because I'll be getting off of work, I don't know, 9, 10 o'clock, and then fucking record the podcast after 10 p.m. Oh, there'd be so much rage in my soul. I don't think we'd have to go back and redo it.
It'd be
the next
20
day.
minutes and it'd be just you. I'd just
Probably.
be kind of hanging out here drinking as many beers as I can drink.
Likely
Enjoying the show.
So yeah, with that being the case, it was either we go ahead and kind of wreck our Thursday of getting the shit out to where that way that it's listenable on a Friday. So you're kind of going to catch the rage cast today, sort of, but maybe not. I'm actually in a pretty good place right now. The week hadn't been terrible. I got some shit I'm dealing with, and the weather's been fucked up. But that's the only thing I'm kind of angry about. But
yeah, I'm always angry.
Yeah. Well, there you go. At least you got that going for you.
It was funny. Like, I felt the comment bubbling up in my chest, and I was like, no, I don't need to say it. Blah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been eastern New Mexico is always known for the weather just being just a bitch. Yeah. Because it was like almost 70 degrees 2 days ago.
Quite beautiful.
Our overnight low last night, according to the National Weather Service, was like 31, and our daytime high today was 34, if that tells you anything.
We transitioned from 60-degree rainy fall day. In 12 hours, it was freezing fucking mist and wind and shit.
Yeah, I don't know. And then I'm also a dude that thinks that nothing happens without a reason. I was out digging a grave the other day, and thinking, all right, well, it's about time to put the old dog down. And got this great. Well, the problem is living also in New Mexico, then you have what's called the caliche layer. There's no way around it. You might get really lucky and find a spot that might not have it, but 99% of the areas you put a shovel, you're going to encounter caliche around here.
Oh, yeah.
And it's it's a crumbly fucking, but it's yet in some ways a very hard rock that you find about a foot and a half down. And you hit that layer, and you ain't going any further unless you've got explosives or a lot of willpower and a pickaxe.
Yeah, and that pickaxe better be a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, well, yeah. And I went and bought one and immediately went, oh, that's why you wear safety glasses, because it explodes. It explodes caliche.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, oh, this is going to be dangerous.
Damn.
Yeah. But, put a fucking eye out if you're not careful.
God, no shit. Well, my grandfather, whenever he'd flint nap, dude never wore safety glasses.
Right.
And he's doing the same thing, only with fucking like surgical glass.
Right.
Ended up getting one in his eye.
Jeez.
And had to take him down there and had to dig it out.
Yeah, fuck that.
He didn't even want to go, though. He's like, I'll be fine. I'll just get it out myself. Oh, my eye's itchy.
Yeah.
It's like, you fucking dummy.
Yeah.
Get in the car.
So anyway, but yeah, it's about time for me to put the dog down. She doesn't know if it's daytime or nighttime out there. She does know it's cold, but she's got a nice dog house with an electric blanket in there to keep her warm tonight. A whole fuckload of cats. And
man, that is such a strange, beautiful symbiotic relationship.
Yeah. Now the problem is also then the cats want to eat all the food she's got, and she's been shedding weight like crazy. So I have to go out every day and watch her eat and keep cats from eating all of her fucking food, man.
And you also, let's mention, you feed these cats as well.
Oh, they get fed. They get fed. They get fed. That's the whole thing. I have to feed them just in order to even have a chance for her to eat something, you know. But it's getting to the point she has no control over her bowels anymore, and her hind quarters she doesn't have a lot of strength, you know, so it takes her a while to stand up, and once she's standing, it takes a few minutes for her just to stand there and kind of wobble. And
I noticed the other day when I was here Saturday, she was just kind of sitting there.
Yeah.
But it seemed like a really awkward way to sit.
Yeah, well, it's probably her that just gave up on trying to stand up at the moment, you know. But
well, I can appreciate that.
So it's. I mean, she may not be in any pain, you know, which I don't think she is. If I thought for a minute she was in pain,
yeah, this would be a different discussion.
Yeah, but I don't think she's in any pain. She just isn't really of this world anymore, you know. And
well, we don't put bullets in the head of dementia patients.
Yeah,
you know, we try to keep them around. I don't know if it's selfish. I mean, I don't know if there's a fucking law where it's like, look, she has dementia. Can we put her down?
Well, and blind and deaf as well. Can you imagine the fucking prison that must be?
No, I mean, it reminds me of Metallica's One. Reminds me of that Johnny Get Your Gun. That dude that no arms, no legs, couldn't hear, couldn't see, couldn't talk.
Yeah.
Shit. All you're left with is what you have left of your thoughts.
Yeah.
And even those are probably feverish fucking nightmares.
Yeah, that's where she's at. So the time has arrived. It's just Mother Nature kind of put it off for a little bit, because then I'll get back out probably, well, maybe not tomorrow because I got to work, but probably Saturday. Motherfucker, I'm backloading all this shit to the weekend now. So I got to get my roof finished, you know, and I got to get that grave dug the rest of the way. I may not have fucking time this Saturday. Well, we'll see. But as I randomly go through my to-do list in my head right here, yeah.
Listen to this fucking guy.
But yeah, so so with that being the case, it sucks a lot of the rage out of you, you know. And it's like, well,
yeah, well, you're just fucking exhausted from it all.
Yeah,
you're emotionally exhausted.
Yeah, so I don't know. So there's that, and you know, fucking work. But what are you gonna do? Work's always aggravating. And there's not a cocksucker on planet Earth unless you're self-employed that doesn't think that the people that he works for are fucking, you know, doing things the wrong way. You know
how many flies I had to kill at my job over the week? In the kitchen.
In the kitchen?
In the kitchen. It's fucking maddening. I can't believe that everybody's okay with it. They just let them do it. Just let the flies hang out. They'll die eventually.
I can only imagine. I try to keep my house pretty buttoned up, and I had about 4 or 5 of those cocksuckers roaming around in here just because they knew it was going to get cold out.
Yeah.
I want to say like Tuesday, they started getting to be a real problem. Goddamn wasps were just all over.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Looking for a place, you know, looking for their winter digs because they put it off to the last minute because they're fucking dummies. But looking around for, you know, a nice place to put a nest and all this other shit Tuesday. So I'm out there. I think I went through a half a can of Raid, but I felt better, you know.
Oh, yeah. Fucking wasps can go fuck themselves.
Yeah. Just start hitting those little assholes, But I went through about a half a can. I probably killed about 15 of those bastards out there.
Damn, it must have been thick as
Oh,
shit.
they were going. Yeah, and I'm up on the roof trying to get a bundle of shingles laid down.
Fuck that, man.
I'm up there slamming that shit down, seeing wasps all over the place. Like, whoa, hold on, I got to take care of business here.
I don't want these fuckers to freak me out and knock me off the roof.
Yeah. Well, because that's the other problem, too, is because I'd been stung so much throughout my life that now, I get stung now, it may involve a trip to the hospital.
Yeah, I know it will for me.
Yeah.
I'm fucking highly allergic.
Because the last time I got stung, because it started swelling up my throat. I couldn't breathe, and so I kind of had to just, and it was a matter of like people going, you got to go to the emergency room. Like, I'm going to try to hold off.
You need to go to the emergency room.
So I was laying out on the grass out in front of the radio station at work, laying on my back. Just out there, and then I waited until I was able to breathe kind of steadily, and it was kind of pretty metered. But after about an hour, I was able to kind of breathe normal. But
so if it had been two of them,
well, yeah, probably. But on the flip side of that, I did save about $1,000. So
that's true. You need to go to Vegas. You know how to gamble. You put $1,000 up against your life, and you won.
Yeah. Feels like I ought to be on a guitar fucking playoff against fucking Steve Vai. A la Crossroads.
Oh, God, I need to watch that fucking movie again. That's probably one of my absolute favorite music movies. I know it's got Ralph Macchio.
Ralph Macchio was kind of...
Weird casting. I totally get it. But he was the hot thing at the time.
If they were to fucking put that out again and just, whoever, I don't give a shit. It's probably going to be infinitely better in my opinion. Ralph Macchio will always be the Karate Kid. And the problem I had with Karate Kid was I was pulling for the other side anyway. I was a Cobra Kai guy. I was like, come on, man. Those are the cool kids.
He'll always be Joe Pesci's nephew to me.
Well.
But, well, who would you have... When did Crossroads come out?
1984 or 5.
Let's see here. 86.
Ah, okay. So I was off slightly. But... Because I guess Karate Kid was probably in 83, so about 3 years span, yeah.
So in that time frame, who would you have gotten instead?
In 86, I'd have gotten a young Val Kilmer.
Oh.
Now, he might have been actually a little old at the time, but I don't really know who they were aiming for as a character in Crossroads, because I think because Ralph Macchio always pulled it off a little like he was actually younger than what he was.
Yeah.
But if you're just looking for somebody in their like late teens, probably. But then again, Val Kilmer is probably early 20s. But that's fucking Hollywood. They're going to make a.
It don't matter. Yeah. It doesn't have to be a kid. You can make him look like fucking Brad Pitt would have worked.
Yeah. Yeah, you could probably pull it off just about anybody.
Val Kilmer, that's a good one. Because that guy would go on to be John Morrison.
Val Kilmer,
very convincing one.
A lot of people
not John Morrison. I think that's a pro wrestler.
Yeah. The problem with Val Kilmer, too many people remember him as what he is now and kind of forget his body of work. That dude was the saint.
A trach.
That guy was the saint.
He was John Holmes.
And not to mention...
Batman.
Nick Rivers from Top Secret.
Ooh, wow, man. Unless we forget fucking Top Gun. Guy's done a lot of good shit.
The Iceman.
Done a lot of good shit.
Yeah. Yeah, but all we remember him for now is, MacGruber.
I remember him in being in 2 Tenacious D music videos.
Actually, the problem is in New Mexico, the most people remember him is because he said some rather unsavory things about where he lived. He wasn't wrong. That's the problem. He was not really wrong. But there's certain things you can't say.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. New Mexicans are too proud.
Because he lived up outside of Pecos, which, if you've ever been in New Mexico, that's not where you want to be.
Where is that?
That's out off of the interstate, off of 25 when you get out of... Because Santa Fe is not on the route. You actually have to get off the interstate to get into Santa Fe. Yeah, because 25
takes a huge
It drops like a big scrote hanging off, the northern wedge of New Mexico. But yeah, it's, so you don't even see Santa Fe really from the interstate or from far off maybe, but it winds around and it dips down. Well, when it takes that big dip down, that's where Pecos is at.
Okay.
Before it immediately turns back around and starts heading north of Colorado.
So I've never been in that. I've never needed to be on that part of 25.
You don't, if you have no reason to be there, probably best not to be there.
No.
Because all the shit Val Kilmer said was basically true. But, again, people in this state don't like it when you point out things that are true. So
They don't take kindly to that shit, that's for sure.
like, how dare you demean our state? Well, yeah, but it's true. I don't care.
So,
You're still demeaning
don't mean
the
it's
state.
right.
Yeah. Yeah, no. He had said some various things about Hispanic people and drunken people and murderous people, and all of which were true about the area that he lived in. But again, you got to watch it. And besides that, we live in a world now. You can't. I mean, even if it was, it could be a gated community with nothing but white people. That's the only time you can actually segregate people off by race and make fun of them for that.
Sure.
Anything else, it's off the table. This is 2019.
Does Val Kilmer still live in Mexico?
And no, that dude sold his ranch up there, and he moved fucking, I don't know, California, Arizona, somewhere. I don't know. But he's no longer a New Mexico resident, because that was a funny thing, because suddenly when he kind of his stardom started to kind of really rise, people were like, hey, Val Kilmer lives outside of Pecos, New Mexico. How cool. Oh, he said he's wanting to run for governor. Let's go interview him. Well, that's when he said his shit, so, which really... Not really going to help your political career if you're pointing out all your neighbors are fucking murderers and drunks. He's like a Trump guy, I mean, it's just that's kind of the it's always going to rub somebody the wrong way.
So. Yeah, and guess what, motherfuckers? If you're expecting actors to be beautiful, wonderful people, well, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, right.
They're just as shitty as you are.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. But yeah, he had that place, and then people were like wanting to boycott, trying to interrupt his sale of the place, which I thought was fucked up. It's like, well, if you don't want him around, then why are you trying to convince people to not buy the place that he'd had? But, I don't know. Man, I wish I brought that up earlier. Because I feel like I'm just kind of summarizing, and it's not really doing as much good as it could have done.
I was looking for the quote, but all that came up was positive shit.
Yeah, let's see. Had a 6,000-acre ranch. This shit is all, by the way, from 2010. So that would have been right around the time that that last wacky governor of ours was running.
Old Gary J?
No, Susanna.
Oh, Susanna J.
Yeah. Where the fuck? Okay, he says, all right, here it is. Kilmer starred in Tombstone, The Doors, Batman. Okay. Was misquoted, he says, describing his rugged corner of New Mexico as the homicide capital of the Southwest. Went on to avow 80% of the people in my county are drunks, requiring that he then would have to carry a gun for protection. And that was in a 2003 interview with Rolling Stone, so my facts were a little askew as well. But Esquire, 2 years after that, he's quoted again, misquoted according to him, that opining that he understands Vietnam better than its veterans because most of them were borderline criminal or poor, wretched kids who landed in the military because they got beat up by their dads or couldn't finagle a scholarship. Again, not entirely wrong. But
damn, it sounds like he's just being a sore bastard, but he's not entirely off the mark.
One that basically, that's why you don't stick a microphone under his nose. I mean, there are a lot of people that are that way, and he certainly seems to be one of them.
That's, damn.
So, rather unsavory things to be said.
I
don't know that it's the homicide capital of the Southwest, because he wasn't living in Espanola.
Ooh. Uh-oh. And, I mean, the Southwest is a pretty big swath of land.
Yeah.
Houston's a part of that shit.
I guess.
Well, you got to count Tejas.
Well, people in Texas are weird because they think they're they like to claim they're in the South. You're in Texas. That's what it is. You're in its own thing. I wouldn't count Texas in the South. Maybe El Paso, but by and large, I wouldn't count Texas as Southwest. Texas is its own shit. It's not the deep South. The old south of the Mason-Dixon line.
It's where everything
Alabama
converges from the west and the east.
It is its own thing. Now, east of Texas, fuck yeah. You're talking Arkansas, Louisiana, all the way to the coast of the Carolinas and Georgia and Florida and all that shit. That's the deep South. Texas is Texas. And then you got the Southwest, which is, I'd say New Mexico, Colorado, Utah, Arizona.
I think you're all right there.
Yeah. Because like I wouldn't count California.
We'll take Las Vegas.
That's the West.
We'll take Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Count that shit.
Yeah, we'll
12 hours away.
We'll pull Nevada. Yeah.
Yeah, we love the bitches.
But yeah, I don't know. But I don't know how we get off on the Val Kilmer. Oh yeah, because we were talking about Crossroads. But you could pop anybody in there in the 80s. I think it's going to be fine. You know, I just wasn't a Ralph Macchio fan.
But yeah, the thing is, Ralph Macchio can't play guitar. I'd like for them to get someone that at least knows the guitar.
Yeah.
Ralph Macchio didn't know how to play guitar.
That's true. Who the hell was really young in the mid-'80s that could have pulled that shit off?
Corey Feldman.
Corey Feldman, yeah, absolutely. I was just fucking sitting there going, maybe that kid from the Lost Boys, yeah.
Shit, but Lost Boys came out in like 89.
Yeah, but he was still a child.
Yeah.
He'd have been even younger. That dude's younger
I think that was
than Ralph
around
Macchio.
the time the Goonies came out.
Yeah.
So he might have been a little too young.
Maybe too young.
Let's see, so Corey Haim wouldn't have worked either.
Yeah, because he's around the same age as Corey Feldman, right?
Shit.
I'm not really 100% sure who you might cast back then.
I don't know. Not anybody with guitar proficiency.
It does seem like there's probably a big matzo ball hanging out there I'm missing, but I mean, fucking Michael J. Fox, I don't know, but I thought his guitar playing wasn't all that convincing on Back to the Future, so.
Yeah, and let's be honest, Michael J. Fox was a little annoying in those Back to the Future movies.
Yeah.
He's my least favorite aspect of those movies. Doc Brown's my most fave.
Yeah.
Because he's fucking insane.
It was great if it wasn't for Michael J. Fox, you know, the lead dude.
That might not be a popular opinion, but it is mine.
Yeah.
If you like, go fuck yourselves.
Yeah, where were we at? Anyway, back to it. Mead Metal MMA podcast, getting together on a Thursday this time. Presumably Brandon will upload it today or tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll get it done today. I don't have to worry about this shit tomorrow.
Updates, Mead update. We got Green Man. It's ever dwindling supply, but I'm assuming some Mead was drank last weekend.
Was indeed. I'm
like rolling in on a Sunday morning, walking in my kitchen, like, what the fuck happened after I crashed last night?
I left Ruben here because I couldn't wake him the fuck up. Dude was just crashed out. I'm like, dude, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Right.
I was like, dude, you want to go crash like on a bed maybe?
Yeah.
Didn't answer me.
I
gave him the old well, bye.
I think he's just at the stage where he's finds a spot comfortable and gets the hell out of here at some point before sunup, probably.
Fall and winter Ruben is very different from spring and summer Ruben.
Right.
He has the grizzly bear aspect to it. Gets a little colder. That dude's like, I kind of just like where I'm at. I think I'm going to fucking stay here for about 3 or 4 months. Fucking spring and summer. It's like, come on, motherfuckers, let's get shit done.
So we got probably ballpark of 16, 17 bottles of Green Man left, which is, I call it dwindling, but it's we're
pretty adequate.
It's down from the 24 we started at, but probably down about 16, I guess. And then we do have a case of our original batch one still remaining. And then here in about 3 weeks, 3 weeks from tomorrow or Saturday, then we'll have a Holly King. So.
Yeah, get that bottled the Saturday after Thanksgiving, man. Cannot wait.
Yeah, it'll be a pretty special batch. I mean, it's not a lot of things we've ever done that's taken up real estate for about 11 months in this place, but yeah.
That's why I'm so excited. Every time we've had a chance to sample it when we've racked it, it's gotten better and better.
Of course, the thing is, too, and it's not going to be a full 24-bottle batch. We'll be lucky to pull 18 out of that. So.
Well, you lose a lot, I think, with time like that.
Yeah. It's you got to have that proper amount going to the gods to take care of business, and Apparently, we haven't paid our dues lately. Well,
but things seem to have been getting a little bit better.
Or it must be a really good batch.
Yeah, that's right. Got to let these people live.
But nonetheless, that's kind of what we have going on. We're not starting anything yet. We may start something in December potentially. Yeah. Yeah, maybe because if we get like Troublemaker started in December, we'll be ready about it. It'll help ward off the cool mornings of fucking April.
True.
So,
well, fuck, who knows? April, it might be 30 degrees every day for a week and a half.
You never know. That is the Mead update. Really, nothing else to really add to that. I do know. Do we have? I guess if we transition to metal. Do we have a LJ segment this week?
Yeah, sure. Throw it to LJ. Go ahead. LJ? Hello? No, we do. We got something from LJ. Yeah, actually, I didn't even. I told him today that we were doing the podcast today. I was like, hey, man, totally understand if you can't get none to us. Don't worry about it. Even if you wanted to get, one done on Friday, I'll just upload it for you.
Right.
No, that dude had his shit in at 2 p.m. today.
He's a working dude, man. He ended up releasing a track for his band KBX. I don't know if you've heard the one that he had put up.
Yeah, actually, I listened to it last night at work and subbed to his shite.
Yeah, that's. On top of that, dude works full time. Dude's married, and he's also doing a segment for us every week, and he's got some other irons in the fire too.
Busy man.
Man, that's a busy dude.
I can barely do my job and come here and drink on the weekends.
Barely.
I can barely juggle that. Let's go throw it to LJ. Take it away.
Thanks, guys. Once again, time for the motherfucking metal update. The date is 11/8/2019, and I'm reporting to you from outside Parliament where bum fights are breaking out en masse as we speak. Okay, enough of that shit. I got $10 on the guy dressed like Mr. Peanut. Let's talk about some rock and metal. First up, we've got the band Agnostic Frost with their album Get Loud. I've never heard of these guys, but for a metal band, they're pretty solid. Classic sounding distortion and a hella good vibe for jamming. They went from sounding like 90s Megadeth to sounding like super early Slayer on the track Spray Painted Walls. I also can barely understand the vocalist at all. He doesn't growl. He kind of does like a Kermit the Frog voice, but deeper. It's hard to explain. So it's a good thing the video I watched was a lyric video. Next up, we have Between the Buried and Me, The Great Misdirect. Good news, fans of this album. It's being re-released on vinyl. So if you're a fan, go get it. Good boys and girls. Next up, the band The Dark Element, Songs the Night Sings. I like listening to the title tracks of albums because, in my opinion, if you're willing to name your album after a song, it better be a damn good one. Like Master of Puppets by Metallica or Rock Hard by KBX, coming soon. All shameless self-promotion aside, this has a Christmassy vibe to it that also goes into orchestral bliss, and you will not be disappointed. Unless you like crap, which in that case, you like crap. Also, I love the singer's voice. She sings normally. I should probably show Neva this album. Next up, Laura Cox, Burning Bright. Sounds like hard rock country, but it's awesome. Rock fans the world over should appreciate this band. I got to sample their entire album, and it's just a solid groove throughout. Got some blues in it, too. Next up, Iron Maiden, Book of Souls, Dance of Death, Final Frontier, and A Matter of Life and Death re-release. You remember how last podcast we set a record with a 3-fer for Motorhead? Well, get ready for a 4-fer. Iron Maiden is finally releasing Dance of Death, The Final Frontier, A Matter of Life and Death, all on Digipack, which I presume are the long sought after, by me at least, 2015 remasters. Also, Book of Souls came out not too long ago, and I gotta say that since Dickinson came back to the band in 99, I think it was. Anyways, they've been consistently more and more successful. I like to consider Maiden Metallica's British equivalent the same way one would compare Kiss and AC/DC for being successful rock bands on opposite sides of the pond from the same era. Anyways, check these guys out and add them to your collection. I am for sure. Over time. Next up, Quiet Riot, Hollywood Cowboys. Quiet Riot, best known for songs like Come On, Feel the Noise, now delve into shitty quality and do hard rock as opposed to metal. I'm not slamming them, but something feels different. I thought I made a mistake and clicked on the wrong thing, but I didn't. They still sound cool, but it's a different cool. It's like getting used to Guns N' Roses doing songs like Welcome to the Jungle and then hearing Sweet Child of Mine. It's still good, it's just a different style. On the bright side, at least these boys aren't beating a dead horse. I'm looking at you, Slayer. Oh, and speaking of Slayer, they're releasing something called the Repentless Killogy. Features a movie, apparently starring the likes of Danny Trejo, Jason Trost, among others, and was apparently released in theaters 2 days ago. One day only, November 6th. So, yeah. This DVD contains a full live performance of, I presume, one of their shows, and then a movie. Or, yeah, a movie. So, there's that. Good job, Slayer. Next up, Wolf Brigade, The Enemy Reality. I checked out that song Wolfman, and you want to talk about ripping off an icon? These guys sound exactly like Motorhead. Like, I'm not even making this up. I once again thought I clicked on the wrong thing, but yeah, they sound a slightly more creative Motorhead with Lemmy's corpse dug up and attached to an office chair with a series of belts and pulleys holding him up. Sounds as bad as he ever did. All jokes aside, it stands on its own as a pretty flashy project for being straightforward speed metal. I actually liked it a lot, and the name of the band, Wolf Brigade, sounds cool as shit. And finally, we have the band Work of Art. Their album is called Exhibits. Coming to you from wherever they're from comes the band Work of Art. I like when the album title goes with a band. Kind of like, snare and drumsticks. Feels good. These guys are a melodic rock band and pretty catchy, but I've never heard of them. I mean, they don't even have a Wikipedia page, and in my opinion, you've officially made it big when someone thinks you're important enough to make a Wikipedia page about you. That means people give a shit. The album is great and has a nice vibe to it that reminds me a lot of Journey. And that's it for this week. Tune in next week when I start throwing rabid skunks in the faces of unsuspecting pedestrians from a car. Good times. Now take it away, Kevin and Brandon.
And that's the update this week. We get able to touch base with LJ. And the guy's really, really kind of coming into his own on that segment, which is awesome. Because I thought the first time we met him, I was like, man, this would be a really good dude to do a segment within a show.
Right.
And, man, he's really... Last week was great. This week, hey, man.
Keeping the streak alive.
Yeah. Let's get into the metal, some of the news for the week.
So... I was perusing because, I rarely do it on a Thursday. I usually do all my homework on a Friday.
Right.
Go to Metal Injection, and around the front page, saw a story that just made me laugh. Tool threatening to eject fans from shows if they're caught using their phones.
How fucking hard is it?
How is this news just right now?
Right. Every venue they've played, every show is no phones. Unless it's a festival, because remember the one... Because there were some people.
Shockwave?
There was a lot of. Was that the one in Jacksonville?
I can't remember.
Yeah,
but that last one they did where it was basically
Aftershock in California.
Aftershock.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, but I know the one they did. Actually, that we started getting a lot of the early video on of Descending and Invincible. Those two, and those were both out of that festival in Jacksonville. You can't very well be a band among many. And you go, no, we don't want no cameras or any of that shit. You can't really do that. But, man, if it's your tour, you can absolutely do it. And Tool's been doing it since day one. As soon as this tour started, they were doing that. It was a no-camera policy.
Even during the APC run he did a couple years ago. Same fucking thing.
And I get it, because Maynard wants you to be there to enjoy the experience of what it is and not staring at a fucking phone while you could be enjoying what they're doing. And I understand.
You're bootlegging the gig.
Well, and people go, hey, but I paid for it. I ought to be able to do what I want to do. Oh, really? Well, do you fucking do the same thing at a movie theater? Because I'm pretty goddamn sure you get thrown out of there, too.
Yeah, you go buy a ticket, go watch a pro wrestling match. Do you get to jump into the fucking ring and DDT somebody? The fuck, man?
I'd start going. I would go.
People think that they're entitled to fucking everything this day and age. Like on fucking YouTube, if something happens, like, I'd rather not talk about that. Well, fuck off. You owe that to us. We got to know what's going on in your personal life, bitch.
Man, it's people have gotten worse. Your own personal privacy is no longer a thing. It's a matter of varying degrees of it because everybody's got their nose in your fucking business, whether it be your employers, whether it be people that just know you, whether it be fucking family members, whatever. I mean, but everybody on planet Earth has got their nose wedged right in the middle of your business. And, man, even more so, can you imagine that shit? Like, the average person on the street's got enough to deal with. Imagine being fucking any of those dudes in Tool and having to deal with these dicks that are, like, hey, well, why can't I use my camera? You know what the cool thing was? Tool let you keep it in your pocket. They said, don't use it, you'll get thrown out. And there were notices all over the place in San Antonio at the AT&T Center.
And honestly, I saw a few, but I didn't see see half the amount you see at a normal rock show.
Right. Man, but and thanks to that, I got to enjoy the experience. Their fucking light show was titties, way above. Because you imagine if it was fucking just nothing but lit up on the ground floor of everybody on their goddamn phones.
I'd be punching fuckers out.
It would have detracted from the experience dramatically. And as a result, though, of people going, oh, can't use my phone? Cool. Great. And then, but it is funny though now, like it gets out to people that are non-Tool fans, like, what? By God, I'd whip my phone, and well, you'd be fucking shown the door after dropping $150 on it.
And also, fucking idiot, if you're going to do that, why not just wait and watch it on YouTube? Maynard says this. Says, no recording of any kind for 25 years. I say it that way because there are periods after every single one of those statements. A guided experience. Unplug and enjoy the ride.
Right.
The fuck? I just don't get it. And I mean, but see, the reason it made headlines is because I guess Metal Injection thought, oh, well, I guess Cleveland was being nice. And at the end of the show, they got to whip out their phones and check their emails.
Well, that's every show, though.
That's every goddamn show. And it's a different, thing for every show. The one I was watching, the one that was filmed in Denver because people recorded it anyway. Maynard's like, all right, you fucking potheads, you can get your phones out now and do whatever it is you need to do. Call your Ubers, all this other shit. It's the fact, and that just makes it better.
Right.
Because then Maynard kind of brings everybody together in their own little fucking cell phone psychosis.
Yeah. I forget which show it was. I don't think it was Cleveland, but it's one of those around there. And he had said that the he congratulated the audience for being on par. And I thought,
Cleveland show.
Oh, okay, there it is. You guys are on par. In other words, you don't suck that bad. You're not all that great either.
It was the Cleveland show. and not the TV show. The
Cleveland show.
The actual event.
But I get it, man. But here's the thing. If they wanted to be real dicks about it, they could have went ahead and partnered with that one company that you basically you have to put your phone in a case in front of a security person and they lock it. And that's cool. You're walking around with a box with your phone in it, and that's it. You can't get access to that till after the show. At least they're fucking like, look, you're adults. Don't get your goddamn phone out. Keep that shit in your pocket.
Or we'll kick you out and be done with you.
Or we'll throw you out. But, I mean, they could have been worse. And there's a lot of comedy dudes that get caught with that shit all the time, of fans throwing a fit because they made them lock up their phones. I mean, shit, man. Chappelle was one of the first ones to do it. Rogan has done it lately. It's like it's a bag. It's like a velvet bag that's got a lock on it. I forget the goddamn company's name, but they do this for a lot of concerts, a lot of your creative acts. That where you shouldn't have to have an artist or somebody in the arts beg you to keep your goddamn phone in your pocket for an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Let alone, you shouldn't fucking be hunting the fucking opportunity to film that shit to begin. You're fucking there. Who are you filming it for?
For what? The internet?
For internet to watch, and then you feel cool because I did that. That was my video that I put on YouTube.
Yeah, I was risking getting thrown out for that. Well, fucking good for you, dummy. I know you're probably not the smartest one in your goddamn family tree there.
Even when Maynard gave us the okay, I was like, I whipped that phone out. I took 3 or 4 pictures, and I took 4 because I was like, one will come out good.
Right. No, I did the same with a 5. Yeah.
And now I'm not talking shit about Daryl because Daryl recorded a really lovely version of Stinkfist.
His
and it's
videos
from our perspective, so that's all right. That was cool. And Stinkfist utilizes the least amount of effects.
Right.
So they're not spoiling anything from the show.
Yeah, no, I snapped off about like 5. Well, I think I snapped like 3, and then like at the bigger light portion of it during the chorus, I was like, oh shit. I snapped a couple more. So it was like 5.
I've taken more pictures of my balls at work than I did at the Tool show.
In the last couple of days.
You get that little UV light that you look for semen on the walls with, and I shine it on my balls just right.
Make sure I showered properly.
Oh, that's disgusting.
All right, anything else in the metal?
Let's see what we got here. I'll be honest, I kind of just had it pulled up. Mastodon drummer says band's about to really dig in on some new material.
Oh, good.
So good to hear that.
Mastodon's been prodigious here lately.
They're busy. They're fucking busy. If they're not touring, they're recording, or vice versa.
About every year and a half, you get something new from those guys. Now, it might be an EP, but fuck, it's still a release.
Oh, fuck, man. Windhand, a band that we dig.
Right.
Fucking robbed in Houston.
Man. Fucking trailer. Again, probably.
Oh, man.
That shit happens all the goddamn time, man.
Let's see if they have a list of what they... Ooh, shit. A 79 Rickenbacker 4001. A 2011 white Gibson SG. 2013 black Gibson SG. 82 Rickenbacker. Ludwig Black Beauty snare. Ray-Ban sunglasses. Second gen iPad, silver iPod, and it looks like all of their microphones for either the drums or the entire band.
Sounds like all their shit got taken. Got taken.
Got took. God damn. That sucks.
Man,
that seems to be happening a lot lately.
Man, it happens so much in Texas. In Houston to Dallas to San Antonio and everything in that triangle in between. And not even just there. God damn it, somebody in Amarillo had their shit stolen there not long ago. At Lubbock, it happens. Fucking thieves look and they go, oh, okay. Guess what? I know what this is. A bunch of goddamn long hairs, and they have a trailer pulled behind a van. I know what's up.
That sucks. It's funny, though. It's like a lot of these bands like, damn, I would just love the opportunity to run in these people and fucking meet them. Yet, it just seems like it's way easier to steal their shit.
Meth, I'd say, probably.
Oh, man.
It's got to be because fucking they go so they what just show up at a pawn shop. Hey, I got an entire band's worth of shit I just happen to have. Just need to unload it today for a few bucks.
And very easily recognizable band shit.
Yeah,
I mean, Winhand has stuff all they have pictures of everything except the 2013 SG, I think.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like, well, good fucking luck trying to unload that shit. But the thing is, there are some really, really unsavory characters running pawn shops in Texas, and so they're like, yeah, okay, well, this looks like it might be hot. Here's this amount of money instead of what I would fucking give it if I knew that it belonged to you. But what bands can do, and this one artist I know, Zane Williams, he ended up basically getting like a little GPS dinger and put it in his fucking trailer. And basically it allows them to track wherever the fucking trailer is at. So then these goddamn thieves, then it becomes work, because then that means they actually have to unload some of this shit out of a trailer, ditch the trailer somewhere, and then they're lugging all this goddamn gear around like a bunch of fucking roadies. Yeah, well, that's not what they're in it for. These fucks are in it for quick cash. So any kind of traveling band at all, get one of those fucking things. Get a little unit to where you can track it, just like if you like have your iPhone comes up stolen, you can track that shit.
Right.
Same shit. Put that in a trailer, and therefore these motherfuckers are going to have to work to get rid of that shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not like I have to say.
And as a sidebar, Zane actually had that same shit happen to him, and they were able to fucking find it. So,
good deal, man. Yeah. I mean, at least at that point, it just becomes a shitty inconvenience.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, I can't count on all fingers and toes how many artists I've seen in the last 5 years lose all their shit.
Yeah, it's a weird fucking thing. I'm glad. Texas needs more New Mexico meth heads.
With the lazy ones,
the ones like, we won't steal nothing that we can't fit in the little trailer on my bike,
right?
And Rickenbacker bass just ain't gonna fit.
Yeah, man, but it's bad. It's bad.
Someone's sneezing over there. Bless you, son. Bless you, my son.
Oh, there's a dog or the cat. But,
either one. Hey, shut the fuck up back there.
We all good on the metal side of things for the week?
Yeah, I mean, releases. LJ covered that. I'm still just basking in on Tool, man.
Yeah.
It's like I'm still satiated. I'm still full.
Yeah, and then naturally, I find myself kind of gravitating toward trying to pick up Adam Jones's playing style on guitar and shit like that, and that's fucking crazy. Because the guy utilizes the entire neck, man. I mean,
yeah.
I was checking out Descending and thinking about, is that one I want to try to pick up on? Fuck that. Just the rhythm involved with it and the amount of real estate that guy covers from an open string down to the lower part of the neck all the way up to like the 15th position. I was like, fuck that. And everything in between,
Like doing just a riff, if you're just rocking like, because Adam Jones will just sit there in the pocket and do a jug at like 7/8 time or some weird shit like that. But man, once you really get into the intricacies of what he does, which I think we were able to hear live a lot better than our initial album viewing, there's too much going on. LJ wanted to cover Schism.
Well.
And then he saw the tablature, he was like, Oh, wait, no, never mind. This is stupid.
That's the only way to cover Adam Jones is if you want to go ahead and really dumb it down. And then you're not doing the song justice, so then why even do it?
Yeah, exactly. There are just some bands that were meant to either be covered by fucking virtuosos and autistic people and just to be enjoyed by people like us.
Well, you know that dude's got to sit around and just run through weird Adam Jones scales of things that make sense to him that really are, they evolve into riffs. And fucking how much time's that guy got on his hands? They don't tour that hard. I mean, on the active tour, they have, 2-3 dates a week.
Right.
Well, that guy's got a lot of extra time just to sit there and fucking noodle. And yeah, if you noodle all the time, man, you're bound to stumble onto something. And if you have a certain playing style, it's going to fit your style perfectly. And everybody that's outside looking in like, I don't know, wah. Yeah. Goes, right. What the hell is this?
Like, this is a riff I've been working on for about 9.5 years.
Dude, you want to move on and talk about UFC 244? Because, man, that was an event.
We had some things. We certainly had some things, which there would be more to talk about with the fight card this week. But, man, Saturday at noon, I believe it's Calvin Kattar and Zabit fighting in the main event. But UFC 244, we saw a lot of things. And really all of them, overall, I thought UFC 244 was a solid show. We had 3 decisions, 2 of them split, which Derek Lewis defeated Blagoy Ivanov in the split decision. I don't see how you have one judge seeing it 30-27 for one fighter and then 30-27 for the other fighter. I do not get it. Darren Till and Kelvin Gastelum went split decision. 2 judges had it 30-27 for the other guy.
It's almost like a fight card in Brazil, because that's where you see that shit. And like, what are they? You
see it in Brazil or New York.
I
think UFC fucking needs to come to realization, we need to just do fight nights here. We don't need to fucking do big cards at MSG anymore.
Well, they keep selling. It's like, man, it's MSG. I don't really care. I want to see the fight card itself.
You will never get that same fucking fire that 205 brought. You just won't.
Right.
205 is one of the fucking greatest cards you ever saw. And a lot of that had to do with the fact it was at MSG for the first time.
Yeah.
And Conor McGregor and Eddie Alvarez. That was a great fight.
Right.
I mean, shit, it was great top to bottom.
And I get the historic relevancy of it. The problem becomes then the UFC gets lazy. Oh, everything at MSG is special. Not really. The Knicks play there all the time.
No. This was actually okay. Out of the pay-per-view fucking opened strong and finished strong. The Kevin Lee fucking KO and Gregor Gillespie, the head kick.
Now,
I did not see that coming.
I am not a Motor City phenom or whatever the hell he goes by, but man, Kevin Lee going up to TriStar and training with Faraz Zahabi
looked like a different fighter altogether.
I mean, that guy looked good usually anyway, but he looks really good now.
Humble as fuck as well.
Yeah, because that mouth used to start running immediately, and he little more subdued this time.
The only time it worked is when he was fucking fighting that guy. He's like, "Don't you fucking talk about my fucking mom, man! Don't fucking talk about my mom!" And then he taps him out.
Yeah.
But really, the prelim card that was on ESPN2 was one of the most solid prelim cards I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
We had 4 fucking finishes, 3 of them in the first round.
Yeah.
Of course, Andrei Arlovsky got finished 29 seconds in the first round.
That guy needs to finish up his career.
Oh yeah, man. What's he doing? He had that one last surge, and then he met Frank Mir, and then they both fucking derailed each other in a boring fight. Yeah. It's like Derek Lewis and Francis Ngannou. Neither of them have really recovered from that yet.
Yeah.
They're still working. Francis Ngannou's gotten better. Derek Lewis, his showing, was good enough to get in the W.
Right.
And Shabazian fucking knocking out Brad Tavares with a head kick. A lot of head kicks.
Shabazian is going to be that dude's the future of the fucking sport in that weight division. Yeah. I mean, the skills that guy has, you never know what the hell he's going to hit you with, and that was certainly the fucking case in that first round put away.
And Stephen Thompson coming back to form.
Yeah, I think I talked shit about him last week, maybe, but.
And rightfully so. I mean, shit. Even Stephen Thompson probably would have agreed with half the shit you said.
Yeah. But yeah, come back out looking like Stephen Thompson of old.
Got a few 10-8 rounds in that, man.
Throwing like really, really. I mean, the kicks are looking crisp again. They're looking really fast. That's the problem. He actually uncharacteristically started looking a little slow the last couple of fights.
But let's also keep in mind, Vicente Luque is not what you'd call a ground fighter.
Yeah, but I thought Luque was going to come out and just really throw some nasty shit. But congrats to fucking Thompson. That dude fought his fight. Didn't let Luque fight his.
Right. And the other fight that I thought could have given, because Thompson and Luque got fight of the night. I thought this could have gotten fight of the night as well. The Shane Burgos and Makwan Amirkhani fight, which Burgos won late in the third. That was a fucking that was a battle. That was a fight night main event battle.
Yeah,
and that's a compliment.
Well, and being on a pay-per-view is the main event of the prelim.
Corey Anderson, Johnny Walker. That was your main event.
Oh, that was the main event. Okay.
Which Johnny Walker got TKO'd. Another weird thing that we didn't see coming.
Well, and the other one with that one, Corey Anderson, then immediately calls out. He says he either wants to get dropped from the promotion. He either wants to fight John Jones or he wants to get dropped from the promotion.
Sounds like he's going to lose his job.
Dana White's like, you ain't got to fight with John Jones. What the fuck? I get it. Yeah. Everybody wants to fight with John Jones. Just like everybody, you remember back when Conor was active, everybody wanted to fight Conor McGregor. Everybody
still wants to fight Conor McGregor.
Because they know that there's still a rabid fan base that'll do the pay-per-views and everything else. But
and it does look like that Cerrone's probably going to win that lottery.
Oh, for the fighting McGregor in
February,
January, February, yeah. But John Jones right now is it. And John Jones is Conor might be the biggest draw, even though he hadn't fought in years, but John Jones is still the best fighter in the sport, hands down, pound-per-pound fighter. I know that the UFC puts up their own rankings, but everybody knows they're full of shit. Until John Jones ever loses a fight, that motherfucker will always be known as the youngest champion ever and the guy that really has, outside of a DQ, has never lost a fucking fight.
And everybody wants to fight the pound greatest fighter on the planet.
Absolutely.
I'll throw a few names out here, and you just let me know if you want to see him fight John Jones or not, because I feel like we're going to get a fight announcement for that guy pretty soon.
Well, he was wanting to fight, 4 times in 2019? He fought 3.
Yeah, and he might fight in January.
Yeah, they're not working him in before the end of the year. But
let's see. Thiago Santos, second rank.
That's the rematch, and I get it. That's the one you kind of want to set up. That dude was actually having a lot of success. We've seen from John Jones though, if that guy if he's able to fuck you up once, it's worse the second time around.
Yeah. Dominic Reyes, 4th ranked.
Yeah. I think I could see that one happening. I guess because of the fact that actually that division is, unfortunately, 205 used to be my favorite.
205 is so light now.
It's pretty thin.
I'm looking. Here's your top 10. Cormier, Santos, Anthony Smith, Dominic Reyes, Corey Anderson, Jan Blachowicz, Alexander Gustafsson, Volkan Ozdemir, Glover Teixeira, and Alexander Ratchet.
Those are all either people John Jones has defeated or
Shogun's ranked 14th.
Yeah. And that dude, is that dude even still in the UFC?
Yeah.
But every one of those, John Jones has either already destroyed them or damn good and well that he would.
Right. Bit of good news in the rankings. Jeff Neal back on the rankings.
Yeah, because they had to drop him out because they had to make room to move somebody up to make that card look a little better. So
somebody got bumped out because everybody from 7 down got bumped up one spot, except for Nate Diaz, who got bumped down too. Jeff Neal finally ranked.
Well, as we've said before, every time the UFC is getting ready to gear up for a pay-per-view event, everybody on that card that's in the rankings gets moved up a spot or 2. Every time.
It's funny, though, because now he's ranked 15th.
Yeah.
Still, you're in the top 15.
Sure.
That says something. He's fighting Mike Perry, who ain't ranked.
Yeah. The Jeff Neal thing, look, if he goes out and destroys Platinum Mike Perry, cool, man. Well, that means look out, you're getting a top 10 fight.
I'd like to see him fight Anthony Pettis.
Yeah, that might be I know what the promotion's doing. They've kind of worked him in kind of slowly to now.
Sure.
This would be actually the biggest fight he's had against an unranked opponent.
It's time, man. If he beats Perez, he's 5-0 in the UFC if he beats Mike Perez.
And I get it. And I think that the promotion wants to see a guy earn his stripes for 5 fights worth. And Jeff Neal's that guy.
Yeah.
But that guy's got some amazing hands. And if the promotion doesn't know it yet. Now, Mike Perry, I can foresee him trying to get Jeff Neal a little off his game and try to kind of work that one to the ground maybe.
Sure.
And get it turned into
Worked
a
great for him
match.
against Cerrone.
Yeah, but man, but that's the thing is that Jeff Neal, good fucking luck, because it turns out that a striker that knows distance really well can fuck up a wrestler.
Yeah, absolutely. And, welterweight is starting to look just as, lightweight is still the scariest division.
Yeah. No, lightweight and welterweight, I will give them that. Those are the two that's keeping the motor running for the sport right now. It's not 135. It's not 205. It hadn't been 265 in a long time. 185 is really just a spillover for crybabies that can't make 170 anymore.
And Yoel Romero.
Yeah.
Who could probably fight at heavyweights.
But yeah, absolutely. And 145 gets overlooked a lot. There's a lot of talent in that division, too.
Oh, fuck yeah.
There's talent in every division, but
145 is scariest in the top 5.
Yeah.
Top 5 is fucking just fucking fearful.
So 145, 155, 170. Those are the 3 where that's the shit that's keeping the bills paid for the promotion right now, I would say.
Remember back when 135 used to be the shit?
135 was fucking tough, but man, you have some dudes retire, you have some dudes piss hot, you have some other arrangements, and then you have a little fucking clown come up from 125 holding the strap, and the UFC doesn't make him defend it. So 135 can go fuck itself.
Yeah. And sadly, 125 can probably go fuck itself as well. Why don't you just fold them both?
I don't know why they don't let Benavidez fight Cejudo. Make that fight happen. Benavidez already won once. Let him have a rematch, and But the problem is the promotion doesn't want Cejudo to lose a belt because they've already got a guy that runs around flaunting his Olympic medal all the time. They've already got that for their marketing side of it, and the guy's a 2-division champion in one division which needs to be folded, and the other there's nobody there right now.
Much like Amanda Nunes, 145 champ. That 145 division
they
doesn't
only
need
created
to
that one
exist.
for Cyborg anyway,
and she ain't there no more.
Now, the difference is the promotion isn't, as much as they claim that they're Brazilian friendly, they're really not. Not when it comes
anymore.
Not when it comes to Amanda Nunes, because she doesn't seem like she gets the respect. They're trying to get respect for Cejudo, and nobody will give it to him because that guy fucks himself every time you turn around. If you follow that guy at all on social media, he's a creep.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Amanda Nunes, she's what? She's got the heart of a warrior. She's always positive. She always talks good shit about her opponents. You never see the promotion really trying to sell that.
That's true. That is very true. I mean,
man,
it's just where we're at.
You're talking about pound for pound. Jesus, she's got to be in that discussion, but she's not in the UFC rankings. I bet she's actually in top 10.
Yeah, top 10. She's actually ranked 5th.
She ought to be 2.
They got Cejudo at 3.
Well, that tells you right now that that's already fucked.
John Jones at the top.
Yep.
Khabib right under him. I agree. I agree with that.
I forget the promotion really, really likes to stroke the Russians right now. So,
well, I think if you're undefeated and a champ, you should be up there.
Yeah, that would be Amanda Nunes. Okay, cool. Undefeated and 2 champ.
She's been beaten.
Oh, that's right. Way back in her early days when she used to gas after the first round. I forgot about that.
Yeah, she got beat.
Man, she is very different now, though. Oof.
Valentina Shevchenko ranked above Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier, Robert Whittaker, and Tyron Woodley. That's my gal.
Well, Whittaker's got a... where does that guy go from here?
I don't know, man. To fucking Australia, New Zealand, wherever. I've never been a Robert Whittaker fan.
Yeah.
I understand the pull he has for the Aussies, man. I dig guy from your country being the man, or from your continent. What the fuck ever.
Sure.
From your prison colony, you have a winner. But where the fuck has he been? He comes back, gets his ass beat. Shocked we haven't heard he's been injured after that fight. I wonder if that dude can come back and fight first 2 months of next year by February. I'll give him a shot.
Won't be shocking because that guy, a year and a half usually, year and a half layoff in between fights because it's always like,
injured.
He gets injured. Well, okay, now that he's not the champ, let's see what happens.
We're going to see him fight 4 times. You're like,
yes.
you piece of shit.
Suddenly, like, he's able to fight twice a year now. Like, oh, okay, that's weird. Now you're more,
But the dude's last 3 fights have probably been the toughest of his entire career.
I would
2 of
say.
them against a fucking Cuban killer.
Yeah.
And 1 against fucking Israel where he got dusted. I mean, he got finished.
Adesanya showcases the skills. He always gets compared to John Jones, and the only reason why is because he's got a huge fucking reach advantage over everybody, and he's deadly accurate with his hands.
Yeah. Dude, there's a fucking fight card on Saturday. I ain't going to be watching it.
It's from like fucking Moscow, right? No.
I don't know, Uruguay, fucking Uganda. I have no idea.
Somewhere that's in a time zone that's not going to work for me.
Somewhere where the main card starts at noon.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Let's get out of here.
Fuck it.
I'm fucking done.
Yeah, actually, and oddly enough, it's a Thursday night, so that means we oddly got to turn our attention over to NFL football.
Yeah, I got Phillip Rivers fucking playing against me in fantasy football. By the way, 49ers, only undefeated team in football, motherfuckers.
Thanks to the Ravens, right?
That do you oh, man, yeah, I fucking hate the Ravens, too, but that was the one day I was rooting for them.
Man.
Because Ravens were the ones that beat the 49ers during the Kaepernick run in the Super Bowl.
Right.
It was actually more notable for Jim and John Harbaugh going at it in the Super Bowl, which
Sure.
that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But not only that, my fucking fantasy football team is still undefeated, 9-0. Secured a playoff spot last week in a 13-week season. God damn, I'm going to be drinking tonight.
I applaud you. Fucking, it doesn't happen to everybody. It doesn't happen often. Enjoy the ride while you can.
I'm happy. I mean, I'm ready for the loss. I'm not going to fucking be dead.
Oh, I meant to bring this up since we're mentioning NFL shit. The most hated fan base in all of the NFL.
Patriots or the Cowboys?
No.
Raiders?
No.
I give up.
Seahawks, number 1.
It's because of Pete Carroll, man. Because that gum-chewing, fucking mouth-breathing idiot.
Well, it's the fan base, so,
Well, Seattle sucks as well.
Right? And, and then the Patriots, number 2. Not surprising.
Yeah.
Boston sports fans are hard to fucking put up with once they've won anything.
Yeah, the richest teams are usually the most hated.
Nah.
Like Yankees, I'm sure, are probably one of the most hated teams in baseball.
Baseball, yeah. Yeah, usually. Yankees and Red Sox both, but...
Let's get to them sweet, salacious picks.
Get to them picks. Well, I always sound the same whenever I go with Budweiser every week. I do happen to have a Shiner Christmas beer in my fridge that I may...
yes.
A little on sweet side. I don't recommend it unless you're feeling in the holiday spirit.
Unless you're feeling peachy.
Yeah, it is definitely. It's a load of peach.
I was gonna talk shit to you about it, so it's like finally I can bring it up that now my summer shandy has been vindicated.
Not really,
but it's still more beer like than what.
Yeah,
so. That's why I didn't say anything.
Summer shandy, that's for children.
Fuck off.
What you got?
I'm probably gonna have me a little shot of Bullet Rye here.
Good man.
Get that football game going.
Actually, you know what? As fucking cold as it is, Osbach is definitely going to be on the fucking agenda tonight. On to the music picks for the week.
Man, I'm going to go fucking Alice in Chains. It's been a while.
Oh, wow. Which is weird because I'm going Jerry Cantrell degradation trip this week, but okay.
I was actually listening to Jerry last night when I was cooking faux eggs.
Okay.
Not 4 eggs, fake
faux.
eggs.
Them faux eggs. Them eggs faux you people.
MMA, Cain Velasquez is already out of his pro wrestling career, on the shelf for knee surgery.
Yeah.
Do you think
We've heard this before?
Do you think the WWE are fucking idiots for signing a injury-plagued MMA fighter?
No, because it's fake fighting, so you don't expect that.
Well, you still got to land on that leg and support your own fucking weight.
That's true.
And if you can't do that, you're fucking no good to anybody, unless you're good with that mouth.
Yeah. Well,
that sounded dirty. I was talking about on the microphone, not what y'all were thinking.
All right. Well, fuck it. That's it for us this week. We'll get back to normal, I think, next week.
What's fucking normal?
Be normal for a couple of weeks, and then we have that fucking crazy Thanksgiving. Actually, that'll still work. So that's a fucking doing on a Friday. Yeah, we ought to be okay for a little while.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Yeah, fuck it. Degradation trip. Solitude. Yeah, why not? Let's close out with that one.
Let's go get drunk.
See you shitheads next week, huh?
Just